The views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. Real quick, before we start, if you think that I'm apologizing to any content or content creator out there, you're definitely wrong about that. Let's go ahead and get started with the show, y'all. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling today? Good morning, good afternoon, good night for some of you. Thank y'all for being here. I always appreciate all of y'all love and support. For those of you who are on the membership, I did do a members live only earlier this morning, so make sure you guys check that out. It's very important, and what I'm going to say a little bit later on in the show will all make sense once I say, what's going on with that. But let me say what's up to the people before I start the show. What's up, MB? Thank you for coming. I appreciate you as always. What's up, Sebastian? I ain't seen you in a minute. Thank you for coming. What's up, Trip? Of course, Trip. Shout out to all my members. I don't know if my moderators are here. What's up, Weeza? What's up, Selena? Nelly? What's up, Nelly? I know Debbie's up in here. Shout out to Debbie, too. I love her, too. And also Casey. Casey is the homie. He always keeps me up to date on things. I appreciate him. What's up, Just Curious? There you are. Okay, I see you. And thank you for dropping the membership link. I know on Apple, you guys still can't see the membership link for whatever reason. So there it is if you guys have any questions or anything like that. But I want to start out with the Jamie Foxx thing first. Twitter is on fire, right? How it is. Shout out to Tony. Shout out to everybody on Facebook watching too. Southern Belle, Nikki. The Jamie Foxx thing kind of got to me, and I think I'm overthinking it, y'all. But I don't know if y'all knew. So when Jamie Foxx had a situation or whatever, right? The movie that he was working on had 8 days left. Instead of waiting to see if everything was okay with Jamie Foxx, they continued on and used a stunt double to replace Jamie Foxx. Now, I know it's Hollywood. I know it's a movie. And granted, what's up, Trigger TV? They have to keep, it's time and money, and it costs money to shut down a whole production. But let me ask you guys, do you think that it was right for them to continue with the movie, or should they have waited for Jamie Foxx to get better first, or at least, have him talking, breathing on his own? Because remember when it first was announced, it was like, oh, he just went in for a procedure, then something happened, but he's going to be okay. And then we're hearing it was a brain aneurysm, it's a stroke. It was like all these different things. And then allegedly, it was induced by drugs. Like there's a lot of theories going on about Jamie Foxx. And so I felt it would probably be best for them to just shut it down and wait for him to get better. But what do you guys think? Should they have continued with the show or continue with the movie, or should they have shut it down? And by the way, they did end up finishing it with the stunt double. Yo, this man was dying. And they continued with the movie. Right, Nikwa? It's business, not personal. You're right. I gotta look at it that way. That is true. No one man don't stop the show. But as I understand, it'd be one thing if Jamie Foxx was like a supporting actor. But what I understood was that the movie is based around him. It has Cameron Diaz and a few other people or whatever. This was like the movie where he asked Cameron Diaz to come out of retirement for. So I would figure he must have a large role because this is his movie or whatever, right? So for them to continue, I'm just like, maybe it was like a few cut scenes or something like that. Maybe it was something where you don't have to see. What's up, Jacqueline? Shout out to everybody in the DMV. Maybe it was something like you didn't have to see his face, or it might be an action scene where he's running or something like that. Totally get it. But I think out of respect for Jamie Foxx, they should have stopped it, right? What's up, Nadi? Thank you for coming. Mina, what's up, Mina? Thank you for sharing everything. You guys can donate to the Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Super Sticker, or Super Chat to support the channel. Appreciate all donations. But I feel personally that they should have stopped it just to make sure everything was okay with Jamie Foxx before they continued. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree they should have stopped. Put a 2 in the chat. You think business is business and they should have continued. Let's do a 30-second countdown and we'll be right back. Ooh, what's up, D Jones? What's up, Sussex Sandra? Okay, a lot of y'all don't agree with me. Y'all put 2. Okay, 1, 2, previous statement. Per previous statement, got it, Niqua. Trip said 2. Jacqueline said 2. Naya said 2. Miss Curiosity said 2. Debbie said 1. Triggered said 1. Casey said 1 and 2. Robin's Nest said 1. Okay. All right. We a little, I think for the most part, 2's 1, huh? And yes, I know, Miss Curiosity, I can use the damn poll. Let me go ahead and use it right now. So I don't hear you say, AT2, there's a poll in there. You ain't got to wait for this. And I love Miss Curiosity. She know I'm just making fun of her. I'm pretty sure they received Jamie's prognosis before moving on. Oh, hey, that could be a thing. But it was still like confusing though, at least for me. And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't y'all hear brain aneurysm? Y'all heard stroke? Well, originally the daughter put out a statement. And what I heard, y'all, was that the daughter put out a statement because TMZ, good old TMZ, was about to drop it that Jamie Foxx was in the hospital and everybody be worried. So that's why his daughter Corinne put out that statement saying that, her dad went in for a procedure but then I heard it wasn't even a procedure that he went for. He literally had a stroke or a brain aneurysm because they try to make it seem it was during the surgery those things happened. But I heard it wasn't even that. They had to rush him to the hospital. What's up, Aaron and Dina? So it's like different things that I've heard. I haven't heard just one story. But let me know what you guys think while I try to find my damn video. Did you guys hear multiple stories about Jamie Foxx, or did you just hear the one story? I've heard multiple stories, at least for me. Right. But that was like post-production. Like she filmed her scenes, but they had to do the voiceover work and stuff like that. They did it post-production, which I'm completely fine with. The man passed away. Yeah, let's go ahead and move on. But the man literally is still alive, and they just moved on. It was like, hey, well, shit, we only got 8 days left. Come on, let's go with this shit. Let's get this shit done. It lets you know that you're nothing but a number. What's up, Kim? But it lets you know you're nothing but a number. It's sad. Erratic behavior due to substance abuse that led to the stroke. Exactly. See, we heard multiple different stories. I heard multiple stories and none of them match each other. Right. We all heard multiple shit about Jamie Foxx. We never heard just one story and that was it. Niqua, time is money, and you guys time. I hope I never have to work for you, Niqua. I'm just kidding. You know I love you. Not the same Jamie if he comes out. Yeah, definitely. With strokes and brain aneurysms, it's hard to come back from that. It's not just right away. So technically, they probably would have had to finish or wrap it up like that. But I think they should have at least waited for him to finish. At least wait until we know he's clear. Like now we know that he's awake and alive and he's communicating. We know that now. But at the time they continued with that movie, they didn't know that. You know what I mean? They didn't know that. They was all like, oh, well, shit, we just gonna continue. Now, if it was Jamie Foxx's people who told him, like, hey, go ahead and continue with the movie, okay, I gotta let it go. But for me, it triggers me. And the reason why it triggers me is because there was a lady at my job, not the previous one that I had, but a few jobs ago when I was working at RH. That's the name of the company, RH. But when I was working at that shithole company, there was a lady who actually had cancer, and she obviously wasn't able to come to work. But because she had cancer, they just gave her the boot. And they totally did not give a damn. They didn't care. Like there was like, oh well, you're missing work. We don't care if it's for A, B, and C. Granted, she was like right before her yearly. You know how if you haven't been there for a year, you can't get FMLA and stuff like that, right? You would think at least like they would wait for her to come back or something, because you can't help if you have cancer. You know what I mean? Like it just happened. But for them to continue on and like be like, okay, well, you're fired, that to me was some effed up, you know. So it triggers me when I think about that, because when we are at these jobs, granted it's Hollywood, but when we're at just our regular 9 to 5s, we're literally just a number. That's why we have an employee number. Sometimes they don't even know who you are at your job. They just look you up by employee number. It's sad. Um, there was also another situation where there was a girl who was like really sick. She could barely breathe. This was before Coviana happened. And she was very sick, but she was coming to work. And they made her come to work very sick, because if she didn't come to work, she would get fired, all that stuff. You know, the typical you miss work, you get fired or whatever. But now that Coviana has happened, it kind of exposed like a few things what these jobs were doing. They were literally making people come to work sick, and then they would get other people sick. And you know, if you work office jobs, you know, I worked at a call center and stuff, like, well, multiple of them, but call centers and stuff, that's like my history. So with working at call centers, people get sick, it passes around, and it's just a thing that goes around the office. It's very unfortunate, but they kept that shit going. But when Coviana happened, oh no. They like if you were sick, you couldn't come to work. And I was all like, well, thank God finally they're taking people's health into consideration, because let's be honest, don't these jobs always be talking about work-life balance? That's just a theory. That's bullshit. No such thing as work-life balance. You spend your time at work because that's how you make your money, and that's what you have to do. The job only cares about their bottom dollar. They don't care about your emotions and how you feel in the real world. Make my money, bitch, and move on. That's how they feel. But you just think like the human part, they would just care just a little bit, just a little bit. And I ain't gonna say they don't care, but they don't care. It's sad. Miss Curiosity said companies care about the bottom line, right? But I think that's slowly changing because associates are putting their foot down now. Exactly, and I love that. And I didn't know. So in California, I have a whole. There's, you know, we have like a lot of rules. Like we have the lunch meal thing. If you go over 5 hours without having a lunch, your job has to pay you an extra hour, and then they get fined like 2,500 or and stuff like that. So we have like crazy laws here. We have a lot of laws that protect us. This must be the month to let people go. Saw it coming with Don Lim. Yeah, we gonna get into them. Don't worry. But anyway, oh, what was I saying? Damn, always every time I read a comment, I lose my train of thought. It's not y'all fault, it's me. Oh, damn. Damn, it was a good point too, and now I forgot it. Okay, we're just gonna move on from that, y'all. Yes, and make sure you guys hit the like buttons. Very important. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Okay, I'm gonna move on to this point, and I'm gonna make the announcement and what I wanted to say and why I want to apologize to everyone real quick. So I wanted to make this statement just publicly. I've already addressed it privately, but I wanted to address it publicly. Um, I said the whole thing about me wanting to be able to work with different content creators and squash beef and stuff like that. And I was on some, kumbaya shit. Now I am not open to those things. So, if you guys are hoping that AT2 reconciles with a whole bunch of different content creators and stuff like that, no. The content creators that I like, those are the ones that I will continue to work with and support. The people from my past, there's a reason why they're in the past. You guys don't have to DM me about blah 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 said this or that. Just do what you're supposed to do, wink wink, and then tell me the timestamps and I'll do what I have to do on my end, wink wink. I think now, I am in full belief that everybody deserves to have a platform and they should be able to, do whatever they want to do on YouTube because there's enough room for all of us. But at the same time, I'm not going to take bullshit and I'm not going to take mental, verbal abuse. That's just not my thing, and I'm not going to take that. So from here on out, it's F you. I hope you burn in hell. Actually, no, I don't want you to just burn in hell. I want your ass to get cremated alive, die, and then burn in hell as well too. So that's my message and that's my statement on that. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the whole Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson thing. I think I'm gonna go with the Tucker Carlson first because that's more oh damn, I got pictures, y'all, and I didn't even put the damn pictures up. Look at me slipping. We're going to start out with the Tucker Carlson thing first because that's more simplified. As you guys know, Old Dominion, the voting system, they went ahead and sued Fox News. So did we see this coming? Yes, of course we seen it. Because actually it went through litigation. It didn't even go to trial or anything like that. But literally, I seen this coming because out of all the hosts that Fox News has, he was the only one mentioned. His show was the only one mentioned, passing around false information and shit like that. Now, granted, do I think Fox was the one that put the battery in his back and was like, hey, because all of them, CNN, MSNBC, they give you the topics to talk about. However, I don't want to hear this fool right here with the bad toupee talk about, oh, they forced me to do this, they forced me to do that. No, you have a brain and you have every right to say, no, I don't want to do that. You've been with Fox News for how long? You've been there for a cool minute. So you obviously got some pull to say yes or no. If you are cool passing around all that information about election fraud and shit like that, then you got to suffer the consequences. And this fool still doesn't learn because then he went with the whole January 6th thing and all this other shit. So you got you get what you got coming to you. Karma is a son of a gun and it got your ass. And that's it. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, he's going to come out with a story all like, oh, I can't believe they did this to me. This is really their fault. Now, what they were reporting was that he left. That's what they were saying initially. They were saying Tucker Carlson left. He left on his own. They parted ways. That was the proper terminology. I'm sorry. They parted ways. So no, and Miss A.T. Alien saying, no, I know it's part of it's a legal action, but basically it didn't go to trial. Like nobody had to testify or anything. They were able to work it out, in a meeting together, whatever they do when they do that. But anyway, he'll probably go on different shows and shit like that saying like, they forced me to do this and all this other shit, but no one's going to listen to it. Nobody's going to care. It is what it is, but hey, Tucker Carlson, get your money though. Go on every show, every interview, blast the shit out of them and do what it do. Like, I ain't even mad. His stock definitely got risen. I don't think this is going to necessarily destroy his career because it even feeds into those things. it feeds into the narrative like, oh, the media again is trying to shut me down and they don't want me to speak the truth. So anything, this raises his stock, right? Aaron, mutually agreed. Exactly. Yeah, and they have to pay him out too. So he's gonna be fine. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. Right. He might even run for office. Isn't that how these things work? What's up, Dom Down? Thank you for coming. Let's go ahead and move over to CNN and talk about Don Lemon. Now, this one is not a shock because haven't we been hearing things about him all week? Not even all week. I mean, like for at least like the last 6 months or so. I think initially it started with the New Year's Eve thing. Remember, not this year, but the year before, he was drunk off his ass and then acting ridiculous. And CNN didn't want that doo doo mama shit. They was like, yo, we don't want this doo doo. They're like, we don't want this doo doo mama, doo doo daddy doing all this ratchet shit on our platform, getting drunk, acting a fool. Also, they had Andy Cohen and all that stuff, but Andy Cohen does not work for CNN. So it's different with him acting a fool compared to Don Lemon. Then just all the things that have come out in the past. Soledad O'Brien, he said it was a series called Black in America. He said she wasn't black enough or she didn't represent black people allegedly. And so he should have been the host because he's black and she's not black, which she is black. She's mixed. But that's here nor there. So he really tried to use his power and his influence to bully people. Also, I don't know if you guys know, but remember Don Lemon had his late night show, right? They actually canceled that late night show, and they canceled the show because due to ratings, and that's why they ended up moving to that morning show. And don't ask me who the other two ladies are on the morning show. Shout out to them, but I don't know their name. But they moved him to the morning show because his show wasn't getting ratings. So if you're not bringing the company any money, you're causing a lot of controversy because you're drunk off your ass. Then the women thing, and it doesn't matter what your politics is, but just because the lady is a Republican doesn't mean you can tell her like she's not in her prime. He told a woman who's in her 50s that she wasn't in her prime, and like women are not in their prime in their 50s. But she's running for president, and usually presidents are old. Don't we have the oldest president right now in the White House? Yes. So usually presidents are older, and 50 is not that old. Isn't 50 the new 30? That's what they say. Shout out to all the old heads out there. But they said 50 is the new 30. So come on now. Miss ATLian, yes, I think he is. But yeah, 50 is the new 30, and so she's running for president. Usually people run for president when they old as shit. So she fits the bill, but you trying to say that a woman is not in her prime and stuff like that. You know, it's one thing when it comes to, you know, we gonna talk about dating and stuff like that. Hold on, let me block somebody real quick. It's one thing when it comes to like dating or you're talking about something like about relationships or something like that. You know, there's a whole manosphere that disrespects women and stuff like that, right? Boom, we get it. However, you're on a news channel, you're supposed to be reporting the news, and then you show your misogyny and all this other shit. That's wrong, you know? And another thing too is all men, now we're not going to admit this, and I'm going to do another episode on the whole manosphere thing. But as men, we have to admit this. We are all misogynistic in our own way, but you have to be able to control it. You have to have some kind of impulse or something like that. You know what I mean? You have to. Thank you, Casey, for having my back. I'm not going to put the comment up, but thank you for having my back. I appreciate that. I went ahead and deleted the issue. Let's just say that. But all men are misogynistic in their own way. I'm just going to be honest. Now, do I think that women are less than or they can't do X, Y, Z? Not necessarily that, but I do feel like a woman should make me feel like a king. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like a woman should make me feel like a king. Now, necessarily, does she have to cook and clean and all that stuff? No, but it would be nice if she did. I mean, I mean, come on now. It would be nice if she did cook and clean. You know, shit, even cut my toenails. Shit, I ain't gonna lie. So all men subscribe to, the misogyny and stuff like that, and we feel like women should play a certain role and shit. We all do. Now, if we vocalize it, it's one thing, but we all secretly think these things. I'm just the one to admit it. Like even in even in like gay couples, even if it's a man and a man or a woman and a woman, they all have their roles. So we all subscribe to the gender roles in our own way. We might not say, oh, you are the man or you are the woman, but we get in relationships and we find out what our place is in the relationship. You usually don't see, it doesn't matter what the gender is of whatever, but you usually don't see two dominant forces together. It's usually couples that complement each other. It can either be the man is the dominant one or the woman is the dominant one, but usually you subscribe to whatever role you play. I'm not even trying to be, I ain't trying to be rude or nothing, Thank you, Leanna. I appreciate that. See, I like her. She said, hello from Ohio. A woman should make her man feel like damn it, you right about that shit. See, am I wrong? This is probably why I'm single. But am I wrong though? Like, we all subscribe to certain things and we can get a pedicure together and Okay, Kimber. Okay, I'll take you up on that offer. I'll meet you halfway. We'll go get our feet together and we'll go. Now, I don't know if I'm paying the whole thing. We might have to go Dutch or, 60-40 or something like that. But we'll work. I'm usually the cook in my relationship. Now I'm confused. See, we all play our roles. We all do. We got to admit that. Now, I know I'm going to have a whole bunch of married people come after me in the DM, but this is just my perspective. Again, you guys don't have to agree. We dominate in different ways. That is complimentary, but I am a strong woman. I understand men are weak and need to feel better. Let me block you, Rogue. I'm just kidding, this AT alien Stan. I love you. And again, you guys don't have to agree with me. Men like to feel, God damn it. See, now you know what I'm talking about. See, the married women understand what I'm talking about. They understand that the man needs to feel wanted. He needs to feel needed. He needs to feel like a king. All men want to feel like a king. Now, do women want to feel like a queen? They want to be protected and stuff like that? Yes. But I cannot talk from the female perspective. I can only talk from the male's perspective. So that's why I'm giving you guys, just my perspective, Only the man fulfills the king role and provides for his family. No paying. You caught what I said we was going to go Dutch, huh, Quiet D? Yes, I agree with Nadi too. That was dope. I appreciate what she said. But yeah, these are just the things. So Don Lemon, had his skirt up and he basically let it be known like, hey, I subscribe to, the misogyny and, this woman is played out. She in her 50s, she played out. He shouldn't have said it, but he still subscribes to the misogyny and stuff. And, it's okay to say like, hey, I do think, men are better or you can be a woman and say, I think women are better. We all have our own things, it's okay to say that. You about to, I know I have some of y'all hating me now. Oh man, you know I love y'all. My husband role is to protect and provide. My role is to support, take care, and those things. Yes, yes. And see, Nikwa said the same thing. Treat your man like a king, but she just put like a little band-aid over what I said. But we saying the same shit, y'all. See, I ain't lying. Excuse me. What's up, Veronica? I don't think he's that bad. Do I think Don Lemon is the worst? No, I think it really depends on like your politics and stuff like that. I don't think he's whatever the worst person. Right, ML? They old as shit. Like, so for them to say Haley is not in her prime, that's some bullshit, leave that woman alone. But I just felt like I had a different perspective and we needed to talk about, okay, this is the real shit right here. This is what Sebastian has it, 76. Yeah, old as shit. Yeah, over there running. But no, you need to be at home chilling. Y'all, I don't plan on working past 50. Now, I know that's a dream, right? But I don't plan on working past 50. I used to say I don't plan on working past 35, but 35 is knocking at my door, so it don't look like that. But yeah, I plan on being chilling. Like, I don't want nothing stressful. Like, I want my money to work for me. I don't want to be stressed. Like, that's a lot. Like, I do think like our elected officials should be, I think 65 is retirement, right? 65 should be the cap right there. Because I feel like 65, you still able-bodied, you still able to move around and shit like that. Once we get to like the late 70s and 80s, and this is no disrespect, but I'm just saying like, remember like Barack Obama was like, I think he was like just 50 when he got into office, right? And see in those 8 years how fast he grayed out. He grayed out grade. I'm trying to say greyed, grayed out hella fast. Like, it aged him because of all the stress and stuff like that. You're gonna have these men going into heart attacks and shit like that. Like, that's crazy, I started med school at 44. That's awesome. And you know what? I heard like they still need a lot of doctors, nurses, and stuff like that. And again, I'm not saying that your life is over or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. Like, oh, if you're older, your life is over with. No, but the job of the president, it doesn't matter who it is. That job is stressful. I use the example of Barack Obama. He was only 50 and it aged him. It ages you, all the shit you have to go through. I just couldn't imagine it doing like late in life trying to do that, Just no. Intangible. I need to get it together. Yes, it's never too late. Yeah. Oh, you did law at 45. Yeah. That's awesome. And again, I'm not saying that your life is over with. What I'm saying is that for president, I think that's a little bit too old. A little bit too old for president. But again, you guys can agree or disagree. I respect everybody's opinion. But let me know what you guys thought about the show. Make sure you guys hit that like button. I appreciate all of you for the love and support. And like I said, we just going to move on, rise to the top. Like I said, y'all see something going on. Y'all know what to do. Give me the timestamps and I'll handle it on my end. So we all clear about what we're going to do, right? We know our next steps and how we got to handle things, right? Wink, wink. But other than that, y'all, I'll be back later. I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me, supporting with me. I love y'all to death. And don't let no hater, no nothing ever stop you from grinding and getting to where you got to go. Love y'all. Deuces.